Can we start, Venu?
Yeah, I'm starting
waiting
that.
for someone.
Nothing actually. We can start.
Okay.
So I'm just sharing my screen. So you guys are able to see my screen?
Not yet.
Now?
Yeah. Now we can see.
Okay. Yeah, sure. So in yesterday's class, we have discussed about how the data collection is actually a platform where we have options to see the web and mobile data collections. And when we select a particular data collection, we have options for data streams, and we have options for the different instances of the JavaScript instances for that data stream, which are capturing a lot of different data, which is from data elements and rules, and sending to the edge network. And from edge network, it is being sent to AEP. Okay. And then we also verified how we can actually update a particular data element from the XDM schema, and also how we can actually update a particular view of the XDM schema. And we even verified that on the XDM objects, when we actually update the configurations on the data stream with the rules and data elements, the same is being updated in the AEM debugger console on the websites when we are trying to refresh with the XDM objects fetching the different data based on the configurations. Okay. And we have got like 3 questions. One is a property, I mean, like customer experience app, something like that can be added for our thing or not. And another one is uh, data element and data stream mapping configuration. And the third one is yeah, so can we have data also, which I have dropped email to the customer care. I am yet to receive the response from them. Um,
Okay.
yeah, so the product view rules is going to I mean, the in the same elements, whatever is we are updating is not displaying. Different data is displaying. What is that? And then configuration linkage. Three of the issues we have dropped Adobe ticket, waiting for their response. I mean, what I have seen later is some more information I was able to see, which has actually given a more insight into what actually happens when data element configuration being done as part of XDM objects, how that objects will be created, how that fields, groups, all of that will be created. And also I have asked if there's any document which will help to see what each field signifies, and how do we can actually come for a business requirement to a field to basically know what properties should be added to the XDM objects, and what properties should be actually updated to capture a certain specific user action. Thereby we wanted to send a custom experience event to AEP. All of that I have got a little more understanding after going through that document. I'll share that. It is an extensive document where they are mentioning each of the element and then the significance. Okay.
Okay.
Till that we have covered these 4. Okay. And next is how do we can actually implement Adobe Analytics and Adobe Audience Manager with the data collection platform. Okay, we have used existing Adobe Experience Platform service as the data collection platform as of now, which is actually basically pushing the data from alloy events as XDM objects, which are defined as a schema, to the experience platform. Now, to push the data to Adobe Analytics, what is the requirement? And to push the data to Adobe Audience Manager, and what is the requirement? Okay. So basically what happens is to forward the data stream to analytics and audience manager, it also will have a certain fields that will be um, by default available to push to the analytics as part of xdm data. Okay. And analytics also has if certain predefined fixed variables, which when we integrate the SDK to the analytics platform, automatically those are available. A fixed fields data scheme, because as part of analytics, what all we are capturing from the website, they are already predefined, and that fixed fields list is already available. And we can see the list of those properties. Okay. This is the so if you see experienceleague.com English docs is the location where for each platform there is an extensive documentation. I'll share the link. So we can go to each of the platform, and then we can get corresponding platforms documentation. See, this is the documentations available for each of them: content and commerce, data insights and audiences, customer journeys. Okay, I'll share this link in the chat so that you guys can understand where to go if you want to have a documentation for each of them. Okay, so if you go to the analytics, and if you go to the XDM object, which is by default will be capturing the data from the uh, data collection platform, the XDM object variables are mentioned here. Okay. So there are two kinds of objects, which is actually by default objects and context variables. Okay. And when you implement analytics, if you understand that we will be having evars and pvars, which are event variables and profile variables, which will be passed as part of the user data layer and as a REST API calls to the analytics platform. Instead of sending evars and pvars, we can also send context based, meaning suppose I will show you that the those variables are also will be captured in analytics. Those are called context variables. See, if you see, these are all the xdm object fields which is out of the box will be captured, and what is the significance of each of the field is mentioned here. So one is xdm application is close, helps define the mobile lifecycle metric crashes. Okay.
So it looks like the XDM is specific to mobile only, or
No,
web also?
XDM is the schema definition.
It's a schema. Okay.
Experience data model.
Okay, it's a mod. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. And if you see, these many are the out of the box object variables, which is automatically captured for Adobe Analytics integration.
And this applies for third-party website or internal website only? I mean, which is
Any
experience
website which is actually having the LIJS or the corresponding libraries added.
Okay, so basically, irrespective of the website, all these are will be captured. These are the ODB.
Yeah.
Out of the box properties will be captured. Okay.
Exactly. Okay, it's an extensive list, and we can actually check each of them. What is the meaning of it?
Yeah. Here, right? The site section. We saw the last but one yesterday. Can we? Yeah. It just says site section dimension. That's it.
Names
again,
of
it
the
does.
site sections on your site. For larger site, it is helpful to group pages into sections. This dimension is useful to see the top viewed or top performing site sections. Page are server dimensions. Page is most granular. Server is least granular. Site section is between the two. So basically, populate the dimension of the data from each corresponding dimension area. So the product view is actually coming from the product category. So to define that site section, they have mentioned. So they are not saying whether it will come in the output or not. So they are just saying to give it to the LIJS a meaning that what site section this falls under is actually the configuration.
Okay, so we configured the site section under the product category.
Yeah.
So it will go and save in the product
Category section.
Okay.
Okay, so this is the out of the box variables which will be mapped by default when we configure the XDM schema. Okay, so there is some data which you wanted to capture, which is not automatically captured into the XDM data platform, which is called context, which we can actually capture through context data. Okay, and that context data can be matched to our schema which we have defined for capturing. And what is the context data, how you can capture and all, I can show that. So we have seen it, LIJS about functions can be like this. LI, there is a send event, data under Adobe Analytics, context data. This is the example variable, and this is the second example variable. If you write a function like this, it will send the data. So we was talking about how do we customize the LI and all, right? These are the kind of JavaScript calls which we can actually write and then mention in the location where that XDM schema can capture when we write these kind of functional scripts. Okay.
So, but I mean, it would be too much, right? How many we can write like this?
Exactly. I mean, that is why Sagar was telling for 6 events they gave 2 years, something like that.
Oh.
Yeah. And I mean, out of the box, they covered everything, almost everything. Only custom ones.
I think customization is something that, again, it all depends on the business need.
Business need, yeah. And extensively for all kinds of businesses, they have covered almost all the XDM objects. Is this clear?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
The processing rules, what is that related to that?
So processing rules are basically when we have seen data element and a rule, right, on top of it.
Rule. First rule will be configured or data element will be configured? I mean, what is the,
that link they have not given yet. I have dropped an email. We are waiting for it. That link we as of now assuming rule is on data stream, not on the element. Okay.
Yeah.
And if you see processing rules actually managing the data collection and simplifying, we will have custom processing rules like so it is an option in the report suite management. When we select it, we can actually by default grant rights, and that can be, yeah. So suppose copy a variable into a property to see the paths. Certain backend things which we wanted to get it processed by default, we can configure them in the processing rule section in the Adobe Analytics. Okay.
Do we have access to Adobe Analytics?
Right now we have in the sandbox. We can actually check that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, like how we have AEP, we can add
processing rules
yeah,
in the analytics.
analytics.
Yeah, exactly. Okay. Yeah. So how the context variables will be executed is, suppose this is how they will be executed. You have defined context variable as this one, okay, context data. And when you have defined that, you can actually use set.context data equal to this. So instead of actually setting example variable equal to the example value, you are using s.context data of example variable as this value, so that Alloy.js can actually use s.context data of example variable as processor rather than actually getting the direct example variable all the time, as in executed. So you can.
So are these scopes on the page, or scopes for that?
Which scopes?
No, I mean, yes means is that the scope, that context
I
data?
might be. I have not tested. That is actually, it could be object in the analytics actually. So that, yeah, inside we will understand.
Maybe is it like a string or what? I mean, S is okay.
The context data, I think that is a scope or a set of data for a specific level.
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
Probably a object, certain object.
Yeah. Yeah, this is, I think, there's a lot of documentation.
Yeah, it's extensive.
It's extensive, and also it's very detailed. They're talking about every attribute.
Yeah, everything.
Okay, good. Okay.
Okay, and how we actually create schema, as we have seen yesterday, and what defines a schema, and what are the fields that are actually part of each of the schema, that is also clearly defined in the experience platform basics of schema composition documentation, which is again EN Docs experience platform. Okay, so there we can see that how we can plan the schema. What are all the data we are actually trying to record? Okay, and different data behaviors. What are the different data behaviors which are available? Okay, time series data, already recorded data, and based on that we will have multiple attributes which will be added to the schema. Okay, and different fields which are part of a schema, like identity. Okay, what is the schema identity? So it is across multiple services to create single unified view of the individual entity. We use actually identity, and that can be used for real-time customer profile creation. And then we have identity map as a property. Okay, and if you see identity map, it is like email, ECID, CRM ID, like that you will have. Okay, and what are all the supported changes as part of schema creation is clearly mentioned. Adding a new fields to the resources. Okay, making a required field optional. Okay, what is supported, what is not supported is also clearly mentioned. Okay, yeah, so this is a little important. So when we are creating schema, Schema is actually kind of a template we have understood, right? And for template also there is a root class which is actually a defined set of variables which is added, then it will actually create the schema. Okay, as you can see here, the class plus schema field group provides the XDM schema. Okay, so when you add the field group of the schema for the existing class, it will create XDM schema, and class defines the data that will contain the behavior of that data. Okay, and it will have smallest number of all common properties for all schemas. Suppose we have product view schema, add to cart schema, multiple schemas are there, right? And all of the schemas, if you take a parent class, that is the smallest number of common properties, and all will be in the class, it will be there. Okay, so when you have seen, we have seen two types of event data set, right? One is profile data set, another one is experience event data set, right?
Right.
These are the two classes.
So the individual profile data schema will have only few properties. I mean, few things, and on top of it, the field groups will be having
extensive properties, which will then be called XDM schema.
Okay. So one is class plus field groups is nothing but a schema.
Schema.
I mean,
yeah. And
I mean, just to understand for myself, right? Can we call schema as a table, or I mean, it's a okay. Schema is
as a JSON we can call. I mean, JSON template.
Okay.
It's not a table.
It's not a table. I mean, this field groups may be a table inside that. Maybe like how it is in DB side.
So it's more like a hierarchy. So grouping of common attributes, and then it has a group name.
Yeah.
Similarly, that whole thing goes under a main one. It could be XDM. So maybe what we can do is, if you go to our
see
website,
this one,
right?
XDM individual profile. This is like this.
Yeah, exactly.
They are not table. This is not related to this. Nothing of them have a primary key or anything, but they are all under one single header. I mean, root, individual property having individual values.
Yeah. So like how we used to have the XML, now it's all JSON. The traditional pattern now is all JSON. So it's the same representation. Maybe Venu. So if can we compare? So we already have our website where Luma, right? If you go to Luma, we have. If you go to inspect or anywhere, we can see the same hierarchy, I believe.
Yeah, we have seen
already
that.
Existing.
Yeah, we have seen
exactly
that.
the same thing.
Yeah. And there in the field group, you can actually see inside each of the field group. Suppose if you take demographic details, that is a field group. Okay, if you take identity, that is a field group. So for the class, you are adding all the field groups which you wanted to add to get the XM schema. And these field groups are individual small, I would say, if you take one aspect, that will have a field group. Suppose location aspect, latitude, longitude, all of that will come as a one field group. If you take user as a field group, gender, email, phone number, that comes as a field group, and you can add any number of field groups. It's like
hey, this is
yeah.
Hey Venu, this is Krishna. Just a quick question.
Yeah.
So this is a new topic from yesterday. I was actually running late. We are discussing the yesterday's problem where that didn't show up in the debugger and all those things.
No, this is the new topic where we are actually integrating analytics, and while integrating analytics, we are going in detail about XDM creation, schema creation, and while creating schema, what is class, what is field group, how the field groups are available, how the classes are actually two types because it is a smallest variable, so it is a different.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Please go on. Sorry.
Yeah, basically those issues, he already gave an update. He already sent an email to Adobe support, so he's waiting on the response. Krishna.
Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is how the even each field level also how do you can create is clearly mentioned. Is different data types, property data types which can be used, and also there is a composition model. Um, so when we have a defined schema, we are defining a model which is the structure that will be injected in the experience platform. So it will have a base class and it will have extra fields, 0 or more fields, which are called field set. Okay. And then if you see each of the aspect, like store transaction experience event, it has two different field groups, commerce and product info. Loyalty members, it will have person loyalty details. Okay. So how we can actually make sure a schema can have multiple data sets is like we can use web visits. So they are explaining the architecture. Basically, if you have divided all of them into small sets of classes and field groups and one single XDM schema, you can mix and match all of them and then to create multiple different profiles and multiple different experience events also. This web visits.
Basically, individual thing is kind of a Pojo. Right. Okay. Behind the scenes. Okay.
Yeah. So that's the thing about this processing rules and schema. And so once
It's
we
9:30.
yeah, so once we have this schema, context data and all, so if you see here, context data in analytics will be in this format, like value 1, value 2, a dot d dot object and all, and processing rules will also be in the format where we have seen analytics. By default, we will have set of processing results to copy the evars and pvars and all of that aspects. So then we can actually configure analytics by just going through the add service option.
Okay, and there will be a key to tie these two, or ID or something.
For analytics and data collection?
Yes.
Out of the box add service is there. That is already behind the scenes configuring it.
Okay.
And for audience manager also, he is explaining. You can go to the data stream and select, I'll show you. Yeah, if we go to the data collection and go to our data stream, we are seeing experience platform and target because I have added them already. If you want to add analytics, you can click on add service and you can select the analytics, this one. Okay. If you want to add audience manager, you can click on this and you can select and save it. So what happens is the data will be moved to website to the analytics platform also.
So will we have a control like, which events or, all for a one profile, all events will be moved, right? It is not like selective data. Do we have an option to, selectively move some data only to analytics? Like, do we have that control?
Yes, sir. Because the data stream can be customized, having multiple alloys, right?
Mhm.
And each alloy can be for experience platform. We can have one alloy instance, and for I think that is environment specific, right? So so when we have seen yesterday, alloys can be added to the environment, right? Production stage and if we have multiple alloy implementations, as we have seen, alloy send events can be customized. We can customize which data we are sending to the Adobe Analytics as part of that custom code which we have written for LIJS, and that LIJS will be part of a separate analytics target environment.
Right.
So, Venu, what is Adobe Analytics?
It is a platform provided by Adobe for capturing user data while he is navigating through click streams, user clicks and all, as a JavaScript. And all of that, they can actually prepare reports that user have spent 10 seconds on homepage, 5 seconds on products page, and certain report. It's like not real time, I would say. It is kind of offline data reporting, and then we can build on top of it on the website how we wanted to get value out of that data.
So, is it at the profile level or is it at the generic, 100 customers looked into this
that is
particular picture?
yeah, that is that level. Yeah.
Okay, it doesn't actually capture any customer data. It's not at the profile level, right?
No, it doesn't have that kind of segmentation.
Okay, so for the profile level, we have to use AEP for the website monitoring analytics, Adobe Analytics.
Exactly. Yeah, true.
Venu, I have a question here then, right? I mean, so the data stream, I mean, from website to Adobe, I mean, Edge, and from Edge to data stream, and from data stream, we are setting up this service. So it will go to analytics, right?
Yeah.
So whatever the properties they expect, I mean, let's say how much time he spent and all are will be there in the data stream only, right? Those tags, whatever you just showed in the previous where we checked, right? In the data collection somewhere.
As part of data stream, they will be captured and sent as an event to AEP, stored in AEP. It will not be in data stream. Data stream is a panel.
Yeah, okay. And in the XDM schema, somewhere, those properties will be saved, or, this.
The XDM schema is like JSON, but the actual object will be stored in the data.
Data, where exactly?
In the data lake of AEP. If we go to AEP,
pulling up the architecture diagram, will that help?
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I recollect. But my question here is, I mean, so you said just now, right? They will see how much time he spent on homepage and all. Where
that is not captured through these XDM schemas. That is different.
Okay. But I mean, we are configuring in this in this data stream.
So some of those properties, out of the box properties, certain data comes to the XDM schema for Adobe Analytics also.
Okay, I mean, let's go. I mean, maybe later part, maybe we can get to that. But I'm just trying to understand.
So analytics captures 1,000 parameters, and for the XDM schema, we are actually having 100 parameters, which will be sent to the Adobe Analytics as part of data stream. So those 100 parameters are XDM schema parameters of Adobe Analytics.
So Edge collects, in the hypothetical example, you're saying Edge server collects 1,000 variables, different variables, parameters, of which 100 specific one you are saying it to analytics, and the AEP you need everything because you need the entire customer. AEP. Okay.
And for analytics, the JS might be different. It is not LIJS. LIJS is for AEP.
Got it. But the architecture is the same. That's
same.
What you're
Edge is the front server. Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying we're just data stream is a pipeline. I mean, after whatever data streaming. So directly from Edge, it will go to analytics. It won't come to AEP. That's what you're saying.
No, it won't come to AEP. AEP. That is why we are adding a different service. In the.
Okay, now I get it. Yeah. But I mean, we also have to see whatever the content, the structure of the content which is going to Adobe Analytics, right? Where we can see that.
In the analytics tool, separate access is there. Suppose if you go to experience platform, there is analytics where you see the data. Suppose this is data collection, right? If you go to experience.adobe.com, we have a tool for analytics. Analytics is a big tool actually. That is actually at the website level, as someone clearly
So
classified.
basically, there's streams that we are creating. That is the medium, and then we use it for different platforms.
And then each platform has their own things already for displaying that, and certain things will be common for all of them as well.
Yeah, I think I'll provide a use case as well. So CMS right now, CMS Center for Medicare and Medicare Services, for every website they have integrated Adobe Analytics. Okay. So for healthcare.gov, for you to log into your state healthcare, everything they have implemented Adobe Analytics right now. It's there. Okay. So they're capturing all the data, but that data doesn't include anything on the customer level. So if I log in, the data doesn't tell, at the end of the day, it doesn't tell that Krishna logged in or somebody logged in.
Yeah, it's not specific to person.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they use the data to identify what is the pain point in the system and how can they mature the system. If somebody is spending too much time on a single page, clicking one button 3 to 4 times, that's their next requirement, that I have to enhance the UX so that I can only click once, something like that.
Yeah. So analytics is pretty, it's generic, like generic actions across, where the other thing which you're talking about is specific to a customer experience or a consumer experience. Can we say that?
Exactly. It is basically for real-time experience enhancement. This is more actually personalization at one-to-one.
But okay, in the analytics, right, whatever we just consider as a surveys, where can we see what is the data we are collecting in the analytics? I mean, what are the data, elements or fields or whatever, we are collecting as part of the service.
We need to go to the Alloy.js XDM schema, where we are actually capturing the data. Right now, we can see AEP data elements and AEP rules, which are actually capturing the data. For analytics, the XDM schema, by default schema I have shown you, right? Extension list. That is the by default, all of that will be captured.
Okay, what is XDM schema name? I mean, can you see?
It is not the schema name. It is actually a list of properties, around 100 properties. I'll show you. Yeah, the automatically mapped variables are here, and those variables are displayed here.
Okay.
Yeah, these are all the fields.
Okay, these are all we just okay. But these are all same for both.
No. See, if you see, it is like crashes. Is it crashing on mobile? Is it crashing on desktop? Like that, they are capturing, not at the user level, capturing the profile creation data. Like, application is the object, and then you are seeing in commerce, and then environment. Okay, experience analytics. If you read it, it will be not actually at the level of where we are capturing at the AEP. It is at the level of capturing at the application bigger scope.
Okay, can you please go up? I see there is a one line. Go up, which caught my eye. And can go up a little bit. I mean, all the way. The first property above that there is a sentence. If the field data.adobe.analytics events is present, it overrides all XDM objects related to the commerce and custom events. The value priorities here above this one. The last two sentences.
Yeah, so this is actually while setting up the values, if you are actually having a specific property, it is saying even though you have XDM objects, that is not here, this will be taken as a priority.
Towards all extreme objects related to the common. I did not get it, but
No, custom events are there and out of the box events are there, right? While setting up the custom data, there is a data object field, and to set the data object field, this is the event which is used.
okay.
And if this is available, your XDM data, if it is any mapping data is there, that will be overridden, and this is given as priority.
Okay.
Which ideally should be the one, right? Because
Because
if
it
you
is a
want to
customer.
customize,
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, if you want to override.
Yeah.
So that's what
But
we do.
we still will get the OOTB fields, right? Apart from whatever the custom.
Yeah, if this is added, the value will not be OOTB values captured. It will be this one, which will be used by LIJs for any further reporting or anything. This value.
Okay.
Is this clear?
Yeah.
Actually, all of that we are discussing is coming next only. I mean, how you can create a schema, how you can create and all. But since the context is here, we are actually going a little deeper as well. But the same we will be going again in the other classes, even more detail. That's it.
Yeah. I mean, anyways, it will help us, right?
Exactly.
I mean,
because as and when we are doing, we will get a context, and then we elaborate in the context when we go to the deeper details.
Yeah.
And for Adobe Target also, we can go to the service, add Adobe Target, and get it. So basically, Analytics, Audience Manager, and Target, these three we can directly add as different services to data collection platform, so that they can be using the data stream to push the data from the LIJs, I mean, whatever the Web SDK, which is actually capturing to these platforms.
Okay, directly. I mean, so here again, quick question, right? I mean, will from AEP, and it seems like we are directly sending from Edge Network to these external ones, right?
Yeah.
Is it my understanding correct? Okay.
Yeah,
No,
but
AEP is separate, right?
AEP is separate, and but the one which is capturing before Edge is Web SDK, right?
Yeah, Web SDK. But my question here is, let's say, how then the AEP knows Adobe Analytics will say, like, this person spent so much seconds on a particular page.
It will not say this person as an average from the application. It will say.
Okay, from application, some people, it's not. So how this Adobe Analytics data will be stitched back to the particular profile in AEP then?
No, it is not stitched back. If you see the algorithm, there is no stitch back from Adobe Analytics. Only from Adobe Target it is there.
Okay. So how this analytics will help AEP?
It doesn't help AEP.
No, it won't help.
It is a different platform.
So basically, is my understanding, maybe when you can correct.
Yeah.
So data collection is our center thing, okay? So which has all the data, and if you want to create independent streams, you create it. From there, whether you want to use AEP or whether you want to use analytics or whatever, those are individual platforms. And depending on the use case or whatever you want, you use that particular platform.
Yeah, exactly.
It's your business. Yeah, that's my understanding. Is it right, Vina?
Yeah, that's true. So here, this is AEP. And this is Target.
Right.
Where is Analytics? Analytics is not there.
Analytics is not there. Audience Manager also not there.
Those are capturing
Separate.
into their own platforms.
Okay. I mean, we will just go through what is the importance of Adobe Analytics, and maybe we can.
Yeah, when we actually Analytics is a separate big training session, and it's like almost 40-50 hours.
Oh. I mean, in a nutshell, if you want to understand at high level, 3,000 feet, 3,000 feet, what do you say?
No, analytics is generic website reports. Okay, it is not actually used for marketing that data. It is for us to make sure which, I mean, as an application, which is actually getting traction, which is not getting traction, which is not actually making much of business value addition and all. But Adobe Experience Platform is a report which says in a real time these profile people are actually doing this. I would say a New York based guys will be preferring this suit in real time. And when he comes here, what we should do is what we are actually trying to through AEP segmentation, real time customer data profile, and targeting.
So again, the data, whatever it gone to analytics, will come back to AEP to get that decision, to get that.
No, those are two different data sets altogether.
Okay. I mean, I'm just trying to understand how that will help in terms of building a better experience for the
It can
customer.
help if they might have connected to something else. Right now, they are two different streams doing different purposes.
It should be different only because of the analytics, right? In general, it's more of a trend analysis. Let's say you have a website, there'll be multiple users. So let's say there's some feature that you provide on a website. So there'll be multiple clicks by different users, whether we click it or we use it for something else. So we capture all that data and we kind of see it could be the usage of a specific functionality or anything. That is where we understand the patterns based on the data, which could be an event or a click or whatever. That is more towards the analytics side. But AAPs, I think my understanding is more towards the experience of a user or customer experience to see what can be provided, and it's more inputs for us. And also to manage the customer service. I mean, like let's say consumer comes in, so we kind of have a platform or something that we can serve the consumer or consumer's experience is what I believe, or that's my understanding.
Yeah, I mean, let's go ahead.
But in general, there's no connection between it. It could be using the same data stream or data collection, or it could be having their independent data collections used by independent platforms.
These platforms evolved independently. That is why you are actually getting confused. You are seeing them has to come as a sequential manner.
Not sequential. At least it should help to build my profile, right? Understand what is that particular guy is interested in, or what is he
that we are doing in AEP.
We should not be using analytics in that case.
I mean, then what is the role of analytics here then? Why
so a Chrome browser users getting a high number of time spent on header section. So how do you help that users to make it they can get the header quicker?
Okay, you mean to say loading? I mean the performance of the website.
Yes, performance report related to how much time spent on total checkout flow. How to improve that?
Okay, so basically the website performance metrics will be gathered by this
performance and time, and also usability, and then heat maps. All of that can be captured. Generic trends.
Okay. But okay. Anyways, again, I'm coming to the same question, but anyways, I mean, how would this Adobe Audience Manager, can you talk about a little bit about that as well, like how we?
That is actually when you feed the profiled data, like not non-profiled data, like Excel, CSV files, all of that. Through schemas, it will create profiles as an audience. Like this is an audience that so it's again a different API, and they have proper rules which will actually fit in all the incoming streams into different schemas.
I mean, different audiences.
So in our scenario, our web, whatever the website SDK, right? I mean, this SDK from Edge Network, it will directly send data to audience manager.
Yeah.
So this audience manager will segregate based on the, let's say, age about 30 to 40 or male, female, all.
Yeah,
based
it will
on
have its own criteria.
So they'll segregate. So how that will again be used by AEP? I mean, will it be used by
No.
AEP?
I mean, there is just a confusion here. Why we are thinking AEP as the all central data inputs from all of the systems back to AEP?
Because the AEP is the one which is giving us holistic view of what the
No,
profile is.
no, that is wrong. AEP is not the one which is giving after all the platforms. It is an independent platform specifically for the purposes of real-time profiling, real-time segmentation of the data it is capturing. It is not knowing anything which is being captured in the analytics or not knowing anything which is being captured in the audience, and it is not getting fed from those tools to this one also. Only through LIJS, WebSDK, its own data elements which is defined in the XDM schema, it is doing that purpose only.
So without this Adobe Analytics, without this Adobe Audience Manager also, AEP can do whatever it
Yeah,
is
because
doing.
that itself has predefined their flow for it, what needs to be done.
I am in an assumption that we have to send this data to analytics, and that will give us some analytics, do analytics, and back.
Yeah,
No.
I found a representation. If you look at that, right, Adobe Analytics data to AEP. So if you look at the digital channel, then we have the complete data flow and tags and all. Then AEP is more towards the bottom, where it's a separate one, and then analytics depends on the batch creation and the data that's coming from the tags.
Yeah, Kumar, I'll also give you, Indra, I'll give you a quick example, right? 2 minutes example that will clear the confusion out. Adobe AEP, the use case is, for example, today you logged into some Target or some website, you added 4 items in the cart.
Mm-hmm.
Tomorrow you just close the browser. You did not log in or anything. You just close the browser. Tomorrow you open the browser. If you see the cart is still there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's the personalization, real-time customer data. And if you want to give an offer, what did it browse? For the most browsed product, I want to sell it out. I'll give an offer on it. So that for that you need the customer data as well. Okay, that's the AEP, customer profiling, customer personalization, customer level. AEP is at the customer level. Adobe Analytics is mostly like website level. How is it? I want to capture the metrics.
Yep.
Okay. Are there unnecessary clicks? Let me capture the data, then analyze how my website is performing. Something like 2 different platforms altogether. Target and AEP are related to marketing, but I don't think analytics is related to marketing. Venu, correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah, that's true.
Does it make sense, Navindra?
Yeah, that's good. But how about audience manager? I mean, what it will do? I mean,
that is not actually related to the intelligence. That is just separating the audiences based on the data it is consuming. Consuming will be a lot of CSV, ETL data, APIs for making all of the data ingested into one single platform through schemas, creating them into audiences.
So what is so once we create, right, what is the next steps then? I mean, what
that will be the business use case. I mean, after audience manager, if you have an audience, if you want to run some AI algorithm on top of audience to get an insight, that is possible.
Okay, so basically they'll collect the data related to this audience, and further, based on some other tools, they will.
There is multiple other integrations which they can do.
Okay. Maybe if they want to send some, offers to some specific people, from that, to the target, it will say inject this particular data of those whatever they want, and for those only they can send the offers. Maybe I'm thinking loud, but I can dig more on these 2 things. Yeah. Good discussion. Thank you.
Yeah. So, and then when it comes to the XDM schema requirements, we have actually an requirement. So we know that, right? Schema is nothing but class plus field groups, right?
Right.
And in
Right.
experience platform, there is a requirement to have a specific field group to be added for the schemas, so that then only the experience event will be able to capture that data and then make it as an experience event. Like we have two different things, right? Profile and event data sets. And for experience events, we will have to have the schema, this field group, AEP Web SDK experience event mixin.
Okay. This is
So,
the field group.
So this will add minimally required fields to the schema, and every experience event schema that will be used by Web SDK will have that mixin. Because for the requirements which they wanted to on the back end use that as in grouping of experience events, and then those fields will be available for them. You can see here, right? XDM experience event class, in the field groups there is AEP Web SDK experience event. So for all your demo system website global, that will be available. If you click on it, this will come. Place, content, environment, device, these are the minimum fields which they are actually adding to all the experience events, so that they can actually prepare kind of real-time profiling based on these data which they are capturing for the user or the journey.
Okay. One quick thing I observed here is some are, some are like, faded, and some of this. I mean, what is like any specific significance?
Editable, non-editable, I think.
Okay. Okay. So we can even edit the OTV fields as well then.
No, this is class. This is not actually the XDM schema defined. They are actually showing. It could be deprecation also, not editable, non-editable. It could be deprecation also.
Okay.
It's 10 o'clock.
Sorry for that.
Okay. So how do we add these field groups to schemas? Will be taken care in the data ingestion part. Okay. So how do we configure schema? How do we set the identifiers? How do we configure the data sets? How do we configure data ingestion from offline sources? And then where will they get into AEP, the data landing zone will be coming in the data ingestion class.
Hey, Venu, is there something like blast in Adobe Analytics? I heard it somewhere. Just wanted to check with you. Is that a real term, or that's company, they put some names?
Which one?
Blast.
I'm not aware actually.
Okay.
So can we do some hands-on, Venu?
Yeah. I mean, these things, 1.56, 1.7, you can just do hands-on. Just adding a service, there is no hands-on. This is more about understanding discussion.
I think 1.7 is more seems like we can.
Yeah.
Do it.
You can share your screen and then doing. I'll help.
Okay. Yeah, Krishna or Kumar, you want to try it today?
I did not even set up yesterday's. So Indra, for me yesterday I had that hiccup, right? From there I didn't get a chance.
Kumar.
Yeah. Same thing here, man.
Yeah.
You're the only one who's running whole day.
No, I mean, for this one, right, we don't need anything, right? I mean, whatever we have existing, we can just go ahead and add some.
Yeah. So from my perspective, I mean, I can go share, but the thing is like, I mean, I did not do anything from yesterday, and I'm just taking everything together and kind of doing it once in 2 days or 3 days, like how we did last time.
Yeah. Okay. So let me see if I can.
If
And
you want,
also,
if you want, yeah, it's fine. Let me know.
Yeah, I mean, go ahead. I mean, so that it will be,
Okay. So I missed the first 20 minutes. Please guide me through. What I have.
First 20 minutes, we're not doing anything. Just 1.7 we'll be doing. I think 1.5 if we can do 1.6 and 1.7. That's it. Right, Venu?
Yeah.
Or are we doing this client-side web collection data as well?
No, there is nothing in that. We are just even these are
I
also.
think we already have that. We already
We
have
already
those.
covered everything yesterday. This is also just going data collection, selecting the web, and adding the service. That's it. Nothing else.
Okay. Okay.
And
Yeah.
just the XDM schema. If you want to check what is that grade, non-grade thing, we can just check it after going there.
Yeah. Go ahead, Krishna. I think it would be good if you can.
Mm-hmm. Give me a second. Too many tabs open. So Venu, we are in the second exercise, right? Or okay. No, I think we are in the first exercise, 1.7, right?
Yeah. Maybe we can start from 1.5.
Okay, sure. Let me share my screen. Sagar. Host now.
Saga is not there.
Mhm.
Let me.
I made you host. I made you host. I think now you should be able to share.
Okay. Oh, Sagar is not here today?
He joined and then dropped off.
Yeah, I think he has some manager call, something he said. So
Okay. Yeah, I did not get that host thing yet.
uh,
Think I.
no.
No.
Indra is co-host. So
I'm trying to make you host.
okay, wait, hold on.
Kumar, you are the host. You can do it.
That's what I just realized. Background job. Yeah. Correct. And I'll be dropping in like 5-10 minutes. Venu or Indra and Krishna.
This is just hands-on. I think next class only we'll go to data ingestion. So
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this way we'll just do these things. Yeah.
Okay. So I started presenting me. And this is where we have. Okay. So shall I go to the DSM again?
Yeah.
no, not DSN. We need to go to the data collection, right?
So here.
Data collection is in the
Experience.
data collection is a separate platform.
Experience.
Yeah. First, go to experience. Then there if you click on that 9 icons, 9 dots, you'll see data collection. You can go from there.
Okay, experience.adobe.com.
Right side here, just click on this
On the top.
9
Yeah. Even this is fine.
Yeah, this
It's
is
the same thing.
Fine, even this is fine. Yeah.
Okay.
you have in the recent properties of web and mobile, right? Yeah, web you can select. Yeah.
Now go to
Extensions.
extensions. Yeah. Web SDK.
This is extending, adding service. No, for data stream we will select it. No, in the data
Okay.
collection we need to select data stream.
Then that will be there in the data management, right? I mean, under experience only.
Back.
You have to go to experience then, experience platform.
Okay. Here, which one?
Yeah, experience platform.
Second.
Second one. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Click on the three icons there.
Yeah, left side you have the three array. You can click that, you'll see everything. Yeah.
Yeah. Now go to data management. Streams. Where is this?
Go down. Yeah, right there. Data streams.
Yeah, data streams.
Yeah, you can click web.
Third one maybe.
Third one.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, add service.
Yeah, add.
I think now we have experience and this thing. We have to add analytics and Adobe Audience Manager.
The report suite ID.
What is this report suite ID?
If it is enabled, disable it.
Okay.
Analytics report suit ID.
Can you check what are advanced options? Can you check what are advanced options we have? Visitor ID namespace. Enter the visitor ID of a custom namespace. Huh? I don't know what does it mean. How important is this? I mean,
No, when we are actually having Adobe Analytics tool running, it will give us a suit ID. That is the suit ID which they are talking about.
Now shall I just click on save?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it is required field, so it will not accept. Just give some random number. Yeah, click on save. Yeah, it is how then it will be ingested into that tool. Yeah, you can delete it as well.
Got it. Disable. So now go back to the experience.adobe.com.
same again. We have to add one more service, right? Adobe Audience Manager. Click on Audience. Yeah, second one.
Enable XDM flattened fields.
What does that mean? Trader.
Hey, all right, guys. I need to drop off. Okay. Thank you. Have a good night and have a good one.
Yeah.
Venu.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.